You're welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis show and is brought to you by the kind sponsorship of Bank of Africa, strongest group and close as a partner, MTN. You're welcome to the new world. And Star Assurance, they're creating smiles, and they've been doing that since 1985. And they've been celebrating 30 solid years of partnership. So why not join them? Now, my guests are seated, and we're just about to do justice to the issues that we have raised, ranging from the matters of celebrating an irreplaceable loss in the police administration. Also, we'll go to Scotland, where I say we go first for this honor, and then we get an honorary degree. We'll look at the terror alert that's been issued by the security, national security, and then also look at other matters related. Thank you very much. Your views and your comments are welcome as always. 1422 is the text line, and my guest for this morning, Kwaku Bako Jr. He is editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, and he is our regular panelist. Thank you very much for joining us, Kwaku.
Thank you.
As always, also, Madam Eva Loko is the CEO of Totally Youth and the former Director General of the GBC. Well, as we speak, she's lacing her boots to see if she can wrestle the seat from Niyama Ashite at Clote Colley. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Very excited to have you. Now, also in the studio is James Agalga. He is Deputy Interior Minister of the Republic. James, good morning and welcome to the show. And to the very extreme on my left is Henry Kwabena Kokofu. He's a lawyer and MP for Bantama. Of course, James Agalga is a lawyer. He's also an MP. Thank you, gentlemen and lady. Welcome to the studio. Now, before we get into the issues, what's my take today? Let me see if I do that in 1 minute or two. Now, my take today has to do with the Anas judicial scandal, and I say there is need for some sanity as the process continues. There are two men, Benjamin Osei and IB or Isaac Akwante. They were caught on camera by Anas selling justice like how tomatoes is sold on the wayside. They were found guilty by the committee that was set up and sacked. They fall into the category of those who were removed without any benefit. It tells you the severity of their situation and how so guilty they were. Soon after, one acted as lawyer for the other. These two lower court judges. I'm talking about Benjamin Osei and IB Akwante. Soon after their sack, one acted as lawyer for the other, accusing a Court of Appeal judge, Sir Justice Dennis Ajay, of collecting a bribe of 2,000 Ghana cedis from Ben Osei to facilitate his promotion from the lower court to the superior court. They filed a complaint for disciplinary action against Justice Ajay. A committee was constituted in less than 48 hours, so much speed. But they withdrew the complaint soon after another judge they named as a witness or victim denied absolutely, completely that he knew anything about what they were talking about. Then they filed a fresh petition, and they filed that to the president for the removal of Justice Dennis Ajay. Well, as you may have read in the Daily Graphic on Thursday, the Daily Graphic reported on Thursday, the Justice of the Court of Appeal has been exonerated. In fact, what has happened is that that petition has been thrown out for not disclosing a prima facie case, the basic test to ground any investigation or trial. Now, what's my beef? My beef is that, number one, the police had initiated moves to prosecute all judges found guilty of misconduct in the Anas scandal. What is happening? Please, IGP, tell us. Number 2, why are judges found guilty of misconduct in the Annan scandal allowed to practice as lawyers when the law, the rules, are that their names should be erased from the roll of lawyers? They should be disbarred. I am a lawyer. If I get disbarred for misconduct, and lawyers get disbarred in this country quite a bit, if I get disbarred for misconduct, I cannot apply to be a judge. So if I find myself as a lawyer becoming a judge and I am removed as a judge for misconduct, can I step back, pick my robe, get my gown, and just simply, start practicing the law? So that's my beef this morning. 2 main issues. And I think the General Legal Counsel and the Ghana Bar Association, the ball is in your court. And please note that the petition, the dismissed petition that they put forward, they circulated the petition in the media just a couple of days after the Supreme Court ruled that doing so was illegal. Please let the rules apply to all equally, and let's have sanity within the system. Thank you very much, and that's my take for today. Now, let's get straight to the issues that we have, and we're beginning with some tributes to ACP Awuni. Now, DCOP Awuni. DCOP Awuni used to be ACP and was promoted quite fast in the process. Now, you would realize that he has led and was the front of the police motor traffic unit for a very long time, which has now been turned into a department. And you heard him very, very clear when he had to deal with issues. He lived up to his name. His name in Frafra simply means speaking boldly without fear or favor. I loved his name, and he also loved my name, so he used to comment about it. Anyenini, which means, you don't bear false witness. I start with you. You are the Deputy Interior Minister. This is a policeman, not one of the ordinary policemen. I know there are quite a number of them who are like him that people can vouch for as people with integrity and people who are fearless and bold going about their job. But he is a special loss to the service, isn't he?
Yes. Samson, good morning to your viewers. I must say that beyond being the Deputy Interior Minister, and for which reason I work with the police, I must say that the late DCOP Awuni was a friend of mine. He was an elder brother to me.
Okay.
In fact, if you visit my house in Sandema, you would see a very large photograph of DCOP Awuni in his full regalia, ceremonial regalia, and I mean, at a function, boldly captured. That is the extent to which I was close with the late DCOP Awuni. And like you try to explain the meaning of his name in Gruni.
Yeah, Agbubitoy.
Yes.
You shut your eyes and speak what it
is. Yes. He was very courageous. He had the disposition of a no-nonsense person, and everybody saw ample evidence of how courageous the DCOP was.
The classic example being when he ordered the arrest of Niama Ashite, the regional
Absolutely,
minister.
at a time when he was chairman of the RECSEC, the Regional Security Council.
Right.
It takes a bold and courageous soul to make such a move. Beyond that, the DCOP was very affable. I mean, his outward appearance portrayed him as a very tough personality. But if you came closer to him, you immediately detected that no, beneath the toughness was a very soft and gentle, character.
You're right about that.
The police service has lost a very hard-working officer And like you explained, he was commander of the MTTD for several years.
Right.
And everybody can bear testimony to the good works of the DCOP. Even when he was the public relations officer at the police headquarters, he was always in the news, defending the police, and of course educating the public on police relations with the general public. And we all saw how creditably...
When the issue of corruption in the police comes up, he was generous enough and truthful enough to admit that, yes, there was corruption within the service, but that there was a need for concerted efforts to look at it.
Yes, because he didn't want to play ostrich about the perception of corruption in the police service. It's a very large, service. It's the largest of all the security agencies we have in the country, and therefore it is expected that you have bad nuts amongst them. Awuni didn't hesitate to expose the rot, in the police service, and work to ensure that those who fell foul of the law were brought to justice.
Right.
He did just that. I would say that I am really, really sad that we've lost Awuni. I send our deepest condolence to his family.
The expectation of the ministry that many police officers will emulate him, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And so we have in the past stated categorically that we have to establish the police complaints unit within the Ministry of the Interior. And the DCOP Awuni was very supportive of that idea, so that the public can have confidence whenever there are allegations of police misconduct, versus the public. So you walk to the ministry and report, and you have an independent body investigating allegations of misconduct on the part of police officers.
All right.
He was very supportive of the idea. We would forever remember Awuni for the good things that he stood for. And recently he was in the news, and I don't want to be hypocritical.
He was leading the Operation Cowleg.
Yes, just as we say all the good things about Awuni, we should be bold enough, because that was Awuni. He was courageous and spoke the truth.
Right.
Even when, it meant that his own job
was at stake.
He would speak his mind. Recently, he did something in Kumasi when demonstrators decided to, embark upon the demonstration. I think it had to do with some labor agitation or so. DCOP Awuni provided them with a police brass band, and made the whole demonstration very lively. The ministry was not very excited because his conduct meant that he had, to a large extent, endorsed the demonstration.
He had actually suggested to them that what they were doing, he would enjoy the fruits, the benefits. So why not? Just that he couldn't join them.
I thought that, well, as a police officer, he should have been neutral on that occasion. But that is DCOP Awuni for you. The issue was discussed. He explained his position.
Right.
And we all agreed in principle that he did not violate the rule per se.
Right.
On
these
that
are supposed
occasion.
to be preliminary comments about these two issues that we are looking at. That is tribute to DCOP Awuni.
But
always tempted to say
so rest in perfect peace.
And then also the president's trip to Scotland. Well, I allow the minister to speak at length because that is his ministry. Now, Honorable, what do you say about him? We know of certain times when, the political leadership was not comfortable with him. So they would try to push him here, push him there, by way of punishment, seeking to get him transferred.
Let me say good morning to your viewers and listeners together, and then greetings to Nana Danko Kupuado as usual. Yes, now you are telling me transfers are punishment, are meant to be punishment?
We know that's what is done in this country, particularly in the education ministry. You know how it works.
And it's very
If you misbehave, you are pushed from the city or urban center to a village as punishment.
And that is very, very unfortunate. We need to change that kind of attitude and mentality. Does not augur well for any institution worth its salt. Yes, back to the main issue.
DCOP Awuni.
Yeah, the DCOP. Unfortunately for me, I did not have the privilege of meeting him one-on-one. But since I'm a Ghanaian, a citizen, and I've been following his exploits as a police officer, I think I have a lot to talk about him by way of admiration. Yes, I've watched him from afar, the way he discharged his professional duties and all that. And just as my senior colleague said, beyond and beneath both that kind of steel, outward steel, sternness and steel, lies that good heart that will harm no fly. Yes, the police has always been a friend to the society. That's what we always say. And this man, in the course of discharging his duties, aptly made that clear and open. He was so frank, and at times you wonder if he does not think about his job security or anything of the sort. It goes to tell that given the opportunity and the free hand, the ordinary Ghanaian, including the police service personnel, would do much more to the benefit of the society. We, the politicians and leadership, have one time or the other sought to intimidate them in such a manner that if the person loses balance, he may or she may not be able to do what really matters. But this man lived beyond that kind of reproach and made sure that his professional ethics and undertakings are done without any fear or favor. I learned of the passing away. I do not know the cause of death, but whatever the case is.
On the morning of 14th, we're told that he had suffered a short illness or so.
Yes.
And he passed on the dawn. And
that is a very unfortunate thing. All of us stand at risk. You might not know when you may be attacked by any kind of sickness. So, and passing away at this point in time when we're talking about security, and we know this is a security couple who is so up to professional standards and all that, another loss. You asked the question, irreplaceable loss. Well, we might have lost him, and it's so painful, just as any other soul. I think the IGP and the police family do have enough men and women who will be able to step into his shoes.
Okay.
As we speak today, it will be very important that the up and coming and those in the service already will emulate his shining examples and try to discard whatever negatives they might know or might
I'll hear from Kweku, and then we'll give the last word on this to Madam Iveloko. Yes.
Well, he was a fine man, good professional. You know, was also a journalist who transited into the police. So he kept his links with many of us.
Right.
I'm aware of that. And as you indicated, very fearless. Sometimes he got into trouble. I remember the encounter with Ashite led to agitations for his transfer.
Right.
You know, by some political circles. But he never changed. You know, very solid, principled gentleman. It hurts that sometimes the good ones are those who go early, and then the bad ones like us continue to stay here.
Very cool.
Yeah, you wonder why God works in that mysterious way, but what can we do? Yes, is he replaceable? I think Ghana has a lot of human resources, a lot. Many like him still are around, in the police and outside the police. This is not to denigrate his capacity, capabilities, and qualities. It's only to tell us that we are richer as a people with the kind of people we have in many areas. It's just that sometimes things don't go the way we want. But my condolences to his the bereaved family, and let's hope we'll give him a fitting burial. And then whatever support the state and friends can give to the family, let us do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
the last one, the brass band thing, I thought it helped psychologically to make the event peaceful. The people were not frightened by anything. The police were enjoying with them. It was a really good one.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, let's hear you.
Well, I'd like to say good morning to our viewers. And definitely, I think this is a very, very big loss to the country. I have been privileged to meet with him and work with him on two different occasions. because there were some issues that were police issues. So I met him in his office when he was in Nima police station. And then when he was in MTTU, we actually organized the first ICT sponsorship walk. And therefore, we had to go and see him. And he gave us all the support that we needed. He gave us the police to escort us. And of course, he briefed us and told us what we cannot do and what we can do. So I've known him as a very accommodating person, willing to help, you know, but very firm because of the way he was sitting us down and telling us, you know, you can do this, but you can't do this. Right. If you do this, we'll have to do this. So, you know, that kind of thing. And in fact, during that walk, they helped us so much that at one point, unfortunately, I've forgotten the MP's name. He had a heart attack during the walk. And immediately, they brought in help to help him out. So this is somebody who is not just a very good professional, but he's also a very helpful person, very considerate. Now, if you look at the state of corruption in this country, you do not want to lose somebody like him, especially since he's in the police, you know, force. And I believe that when we are talking about him being irreplaceable, it's not that the work that is being done cannot be done. But I don't think you can have somebody exactly like him, because he comes with a certain set of combination of skills and, you know, sensitivities. Others may come with different sets, but it's all good for the country. So in that sense, you can say that he's irreplaceable. I hope that definitely the police and the state are not going to leave the family alone. And my full condolences goes to the family. This is a family, I'm sure, who have been deprived a lot of times of a father because he is trying to help Ghanaians. And therefore, they have also sacrificed. And I think that the least that we can do, since it's impossible to bring him back to them, is to really be supportive. And it's not just the usual one of something and it comes in the news and it's finished. But they should be helping them, counseling them, and making sure that they are okay. Because this is a loss for them that they cannot replace. Definitely they cannot replace. So definitely may he rest in peace. And basically, I think that sometimes our own bits and pieces, you know, gets us to lose somebody like this because it was a sickness. And if all our preventive healthcare systems were in place, maybe he would not have fallen sick. And also, if our institutions, our health institutions, are more proactive, somebody as prominent as this shouldn't have a sickness that will kill him in such a short time. It may have, you know, been picked up and something could have been done about it. So maybe what the police service needs to look at is how often they send their officers for health checks. Because their work is very important and very difficult.
Thank you very much. And as all the panelists have said, our condolences to his family and all of you who knew him more closely. And I found that Madame Loco particularly has found it quite difficult even speaking about him.